Welcome to Impact Wrestling. Now, I know you've seen the title, and I have now botched this 3 times because I have gotten angry due to the fact that what I got pissed off on. I want to make this clear before we get started. Was this a bad show? No. They actually did some good building in certain parts. Yes, but it's not always right what they've done. Particularly, I'm going to critique how they screwed up going into Against All Odds. Calm down. This will be the 4th time if I screw this up. Against All Odds, there's barely any builds for most of what they're doing, and it's stupid. But for the majority of the show, other than the thing that really pissed me off and the build going into Against All Odds, it's not that bad. Opening Fatal 4-Way for Speedball's #1 contendership. In other words, Speedball needs a contender. Only one person there would have been the best. And that would have been Dorado Kid. Now, was the match bad? No. The match wasn't so bad. They had Macklin, they had Trey, they had, Chris Bay. He's working more with Bullet Club instead of by himself all the time. So we don't see him in X Division much. He still appears periodically, but he is a Bullet Club member now. And then we got Dorado Kid. We rarely see him, and he is the most freshest person there. Gone through everyone else. It would have been better for Dorado Kid to deal with Speedball Mike Bailey. No. They let Trey do it again. Trey is now #1 contender, which I don't agree with. I believe I got a shot of him. He's in my face. He's on a flat screen TV and Bailey watching him. I don't agree with it. I find this to be dumb. Not because I hate Trey. It's that we're using the same people. Let's move on. Gazelle Shaw versus Rosemary. And this is where it's interesting. Now, I got to say this. I'm sure I've said this before. But due to the fact that I didn't know what Gazelle was, due to the fact I looked to see could she be female, and I couldn't find anything on net. And now in the last week or so, I think, the last week or week and a half, she finally revealed that she was formerly a male. Now it kind of makes sense why I had a strange feeling about her. Doesn't mean it was a bad feeling. Look, whether you like when they do stuff like that or not, that's their choice. The only thing I care about, I don't care if you're a man, I don't care if you're a woman, I don't care in between. If they don't book you right, I don't give a damn about you. With Gazelle Shaw, they barely booked her. And that's been the problem with me. It doesn't matter if she was a real woman or not. Or in this case, she's woman. Mean she got whatever she could get. But the point here is that they booked her like crap. She's not been very utilized much. But now that they're trying to put into the influence, makes perfect sense. A quintessential diva makes sense. Now, this was mainly due to the fact, and I believe I got a shot of her and she's in my face, Madison Rayne. If I don't have the shot, I'm sorry. Madison's face is broken due to the fact of her nosy cracking on the back of the head of Tennille Dashwood during the match she had trying to maintain their titles. Now, here's the thing. Seeing that she's out is fine. Seeing that they're going to try and use Gazelle Shaw to compensate for her not being able to wrestle is fine. The question is going to be, how are they going to book Gazelle? Because she won the match due to the fact the influence helping her. But the point is, you wonder where they're going to go with her in the influence. They need to build more women. The question is going to be, can they build them? I'm just saying. Now, also, we got a moment with Father Mitchell dealing with Rosemary and Taya. And I can't believe that they did not want to do anything with Taya Valkyrie. That woman's built like a brick chicken house. She's sexy as hell. She's built great. She can talk. She's cute as hell. And they did nothing with her because she is too old. Motherfucker, that woman is gorgeous for a 38-and-a-half-year-old woman. I'm almost 51 years old. And I would be with someone like that happily. WWE smack you in your face. Anyway, they want Havoc back, and he was asked by Rosemary, hey, tell Havoc we want her back. So the question is going to be, what's going on with Havoc in real life? Has she re-signed with Impact? Is she injured? Is she not injured? Maybe she's doing a makeover. Maybe Havoc is changing her body. Maybe she's working out. I don't know. But it's obvious they want her back. And they're trying to build her back. The question is, when Havoc comes back, will she be different? Will they give her an enhancement? Or not enhancement, but basically, will they do something with her? Has she improved herself? Has she decided to change herself around? I don't know, but there you go. There you go. Now, the Clockwork Orange Funhouse match. They did talk about it briefly with Raven. They did a vid pack with it, along with doing a vid pack for Josh Alexander and Joe Doerling. I'll get to in a minute. But pretty much, that match, I've never really seen it. I never saw it. By the time I started watching TNA Impact Wrestling was well after they had stopped doing it. So I have not seen the match. So I've never seen it before. It'll be interesting if it's good or bad or whatever. And we know it against all odds. The match is going to happen and Raven will be there. Now, Sienna Evans versus Jordynne Grace. Look, I don't even need to talk about that. There was no point in even having that match. Why would you need to do that? I can understand they want to have a brawl or something between Sienna Evans and Jordynne Grace or with Tasha Steelz. I would have been fine with that. But seeing this match really didn't make me feel like it was important because I didn't expect Jordynne Grace to lose before Against All Odds. I'm sorry. It was not necessary to have this match before Against All Odds tomorrow. I know they pre-taped this, but I don't agree where the champion has to have a match beforehand. Sometimes you can do an interview. Sometimes you can have a brawl. Sometimes you can have something different. They could have done a video package of her talking about how it feels to be champion again. I think that would have been more effective than this match. It wasn't the fact the match was good or bad. It just didn't feel like it was necessary. Now, here is what happened with Joe Doerling and what happened with Josh Alexander. I don't care. Not because Josh is boring. Because that's what some of my, well, counting if they're subscribers or not, want to say. It's not about that, you idiots. You don't get it, do you? You hate him? Fine. You don't like his character? Fine. And guess why you don't like it? Because Impact has not packaged him correctly. That's something you guys tend to forget, that you have so much hate for Josh. They don't package people correctly in Impact Wrestling all the time. Look at Joe Doerling. He's been with Violence by Design for nearing almost 2 years now. When has the last time they made Joe Doerling mean something other than him just being background muscle? Joe Doerling, who has been an All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown champion, since the 1990s, early 2000s? I don't know when, because I've never seen All Japan Pro Wrestling. Maybe in the mid-2000s, he's been dominant in Japan. Guess what? I don't give a fuck about him because it's only been one day of build making me feel like he means something. He's had no matches. He's had no... It doesn't matter if he can talk or not. He needs to be shown next to what happened with Dina last week. He needed more than just one time to be seen and one vid package one day before this show of Against All Odds. It is bullshit. It shows they do not think ahead. They may do these video packages, but they don't think ahead when it comes to their Impact Plus shows. They're not building into them. That's all they got. They only do a few pay-per-views a year, and instead of using a smart type of build, better than WWE, they're actually doing exactly what the WWE is doing, but actually more sloppily. Once a month, they do these special shows on Impact Plus. WWE does that. Every month, they do one. Not counting the major pay-per-views, every month WWE does it. But I can tell you at least to a certain extent, well, before they became really bad now, they at least tried to make the story make sense. Do I actually believe Joe Doerling's going to win? No. If he won, I will be freaking surprised. And I don't believe he will win. Next, we get PCO and Vincent versus the Good Brothers. Now, if I remember correctly, the Good Brothers is going to be in a match Against All Odds. Why are they doing this here on Impact TV? Wouldn't it have been better to switch it, to have the 10-man tag, and then, well, better yet, put this match on Against All Odds, and then next Thursday have the 10-man tag. That's what they've been doing with the thing that gets me. Honor No More feels useless because they still don't have a title and they have done nothing to change Impact Wrestling. This is how they've been booked. And like I said again, to those who hate a Josh Alexander, or maybe Joe Doiling for that matter. Who do you blame, Josh or Joe Doiling or the creative team? Creative team is the right one to choose. Not Josh Alexander, not Joe Doiling. It is the creative team to make you care about it. I didn't care about this. There's nothing here for me. Not because I hated the match. PCO, I truly believe, and when they showed the very beginnings of the show, when you see that James Storm is trying to recruit PCO because the Briscoes are out, makes sense because PCO actually would be great on his own. Actually, I would like to see PCO in Decay as the new Abyss. That is where he belongs. Counting if there is any Decay left, because we have not seen Black Taurus and we have not seen Crazy Steve. Not saying they're not still there. Maybe they're working on BTI, but I've not seen them in months. I've barely seen them. It's only been Rosemary and now Taya. The match was fine. I didn't expect them to win. The Good Brothers won. Not surprised. But then we get a very interesting situation. Heath comes back, and seeing that they want to have one more match for the Harris is interesting. Because supposedly he's not supposed to be wrestling anymore. But he wants to go out on a high note on the Impact Plus show that could have been done on the Slammiversary. Like again, they could have done something special for Slammiversary. Like he could have been special at Slammiversary. They could have done something special there. But this is just me, you guys, some below. And this is Ace versus Alex Zane. Zane name still go, baby. This was the second best match of the night for me personally. It was. They have great chemistry together. I can understand when they were working in the Super Junior, the best of the Super Junior. I can understand. If they went up against each other, they're damn good together. I didn't expect Ace to lose here. I didn't, because they got something in it Against All Odds with him and Chris going up against, who was he going up against? I can't remember. Motor City Machine Guns. There you are. They want to make sure they feel important. Now, this is a match I can understand. But the final match of the night, that I don't get. That pisses my ass off beyond no fucking end. And if you love the match, which I did love the match, and that what's pissed me off, see it in this respect. We got Frankie Kazarian with his wife and son at ringside versus Chris Sabin. The two futures of TNA. Remember, each one of them called them the future back in 2003, 4, and 5. Each one of them said they were going to be the future of pro wrestling back in 3, 4, and 5, 2003, 2004, 2005. They had a match back then that didn't fully settle who was the true future. And then we get this match. Again, a rematch due to the fact that Honor No More interfered. Guys, I am beyond angry for two reasons. One, they could have, three reasons. Three reasons, not two. Three. The first reason, that these guys who are TNA originals could have had a special moment on Slammiversary with this match that was that damn good. The crowds were cheering stronger than when it came to Ace and Alex Zane. It was that strong of a cheer. They loved that match. Two, you had Brian Hefner retiring, supposedly from active pro wrestling. He's retiring from wrestling. as a referee. He's supposedly not going to be wrestling, well, not going to be in a wrestling ring ever again as a ref. He's done. He's retiring, supposedly. I don't know if he is, but that's what they said. And if it is the truth, why in the blue fuck didn't you give him a moment at Slammiversary? Where I'm not saying the guy may like to be spotlighted. I know, I understand. If he's a modest guy, he doesn't want it. But you know what? You could have had Scott D'Amore come out and at least say, before we go any further, there's someone I want to spotlight, and it is Brian Hefner. I know he's a type of person that doesn't like a lot of spotlight. He's very modest, but I got to come out here because he's been with us for multiple years, more than a decade. He's been with our company like his father. His father's a legend, and Brian has earned the respect of Impact Wrestling. And he is retiring from active wrestling, period. He's no longer being a referee. He is retiring. We just want to spotlight him. Show the respect he's earned. Now, he could have came out, or they could have just shown a picture in the background of Brian Hefner, just to let people know. Simple. I know not everyone is going to agree with that. I know not probably Brian wouldn't have not want that. There's a good chance that he's so modest that he wouldn't want to be spotlighted like that. But to be honest, after so many years and his father being such a legend and that he got his moment at Slammiversary, and Brian, who's retiring or quitting pro wrestling as a rep possibly, did not? Dude, that's bullshit. And the final thing. You have two of the original TNAs. I'm getting angry now. I'm saying things scrambled. You got two guys who are TNA originals who are supposed to be the champion of the future. Why didn't you use this moment to create a new title that would be for the mid-card? You have the world title. You got the Digital Media Championship that's mainly seen on BTI or on an Impact Plus show. Why not create a new title that two of the originals could have been fighting for, that could have been used to springboard someone new? Now, I know that's saying, dude, you know they're not going to do it. It doesn't matter. They could have done it. Right now, All Atlantic Championship has been created by AEW. Right now, the Neverweight Championship is around Carl Anderson's waist. You would think with Impact Wrestling that since they barely show the Digital Media Championship, wouldn't it be smart to use two originals who are known to be the future to create a new title? What? The IFC? What? The Impact Future Championship. Something that has a lineage of Impact Wrestling. Or maybe the Legacy Championship. That might do it. The Impact Legacy Championship. Something that you could have used to springboard someone new. Or at least to spotlight one of them. If you're bringing back so many of the old originals, do something with them. Give them a damn title that someone new could try and grab and try to springboard themselves and make a name for themselves. But no. Just an extremely good match. Brian Hefner gets no recognition other than checking on these guys and then jumps out of the ring and disappears. I'm sorry. Even if Brian's a nice, very modest guy, he deserved better. Chris Sabin deserved better. Frankie Kazarian deserved better. They should have been done at Slammiversary. That should have happened. This pissed me off, and I'm saying it right now. This is bullshit. Now, was the show bad? No, it was not. The show was not 100% bad. It's just that it was badly structured because creative doesn't know what they're doing. But still, the wrestlers did a good job. Many of them tried to get things over, and it wasn't 100% bad. I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen with PCO. I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen with Gazelle Shaw. You see, I'm getting angry. I'm beginning to botch my words. But you see what I mean. They could have done many things to try and turn a corner after 20 years of being in existence, and they're still acting the same way. That's just me. Peace.